good evening, and welcome to Tea Time.
Everybody, welcome to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. It is April 10th. Yes. And yesterday was Easter. I hope everyone who celebrated had a beautiful Easter. Bobby has a picture. Bobby, you want to put up? That's me in my Easter bonnet and my gloves and my pocketbook. Look how my mama dressed me nice. Didn't she dress me nice?
Yes,
Thank you, Bobby. And today is National Sibling Day. So I have to throw up a picture. That's looking back in the day when Mom dressed us the same, like we were freaking twins. And there's my brother Sal and my sister Janine. And then we have an updated picture now that we could show. Hello. Yes, that's the three of us. My brother Sal and my sister Janine. So happy sibling day to everyone out there who has siblings. And I have to give a big shout out to my friend, Richard Pryor Jr. There he is. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Richard. And I hope I see you soon and get your behind in the seat next to me again, because it's been a while since I had you on the show. So I'm going to talk about my weekend really quick. There isn't too much to talk about. Thursday night, I performed at MERS in Farmingdale for a fundraiser, and it was great. That was for Graz and Limo Talk. And Friday and Saturday, I really stayed home. I recuperated. I was reading some scripts, going over some stuff. And like I said, Sunday, yesterday was Easter, and had the familia over for a beautiful Easter brunch. All right, so listen, I'm excited because I don't have only one man on my show tonight. I have two men on my show tonight. I'm a very, very lucky girl. And this first gentleman we just met a few weeks ago. He's an actor, he's a producer, he's a director. Larry Durr is with me. Hello, Larry.
Hello, thanks for having me.
I'm so happy you're here because you are from Baltimore.
Yes, definitely.
Originally from Baltimore. You actually came from Baltimore. I think you're the farthest guest I've had so far. Had like Philly in the house, but yeah, Baltimore. And you went to school there.
Yes.
And kind of like you're all over the place, though. You kind of make roots in Baltimore, little in West Hollywood,
A lot,
right?
yeah.
You're all over.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm doing a lot of behind the scenes post-production, kind of like it's a lot of great things happening with my next production, which is the TV series. So
Yes.
I'm dealing with great people like Bentley Kyle Evans. Don't mean to be name dropping, but
that's okay. We like to name drop here.
We don't
have a problem with that. We have a problem with that. So where did you go to school when you lived in?
I went to school. Pretty much, I went to school in West Baltimore. In West Baltimore, I had a rough upbringing.
Yeah,
where I was from. I never made it to high school.
Right.
I got accepted to the School of Arts.
Right.
But the thing about it is, prior to my acceptance, I had the situation I told you about before, where I was forced to defend my life.
Yeah.
And going at a young age, 15. So,
Yeah. It's tough. But when you came out, you did study at Lincoln College for Technology.
Yeah, I did that. I got my master's.
Yeah, you did.
You did.
Hey, that's something to be proud of. Hello.
Yeah, definitely. I made good money doing that.
But I want to know, because in 2000, you were in a movie called Homicide.
Oh, yeah, 2000. Yeah, that when I met Pat Moran. She got me into theater. She's a Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn. Very strict. She got like 5 Emmys. We were. I say we're good friends, actually. I came up under her. She actually started me out as an actor. Pretty much.
What made you want to be an actor? What, like, did something just click one day and say, you know what? I looked up to this person and that person, and I liked watching that person growing up. Maybe I'll give it a shot.
It was a dream. Okay.
Ah,
I told you I never made it to high school for a reason.
Right.
That's my life story.
Yeah.
I defend myself, and
Yeah.
where I'm from, there's no self-defense law. So what wound up happening was I had to go to prison at the age of 15 for defending my life.
right. Which should have never happened.
Which should have never happened.
Should have never happened.
You know, when I was over there, you know, on the other side was Felicia Pearson. We would go to the schools together.
Right.
You know, and that's where I met Felicia.
Yes.
When I did The Wire before her,
Yes.
actually.
Uh-huh.
But what wound up happening during my time there, you know, I couldn't believe it. I'm in prison for defending my life at 15 years old, looking at grown men
Really.
in prison. And I'm sitting there like, you know, one day I had this dream that I was in riding past this mountain. I was in a car with someone, a red convertible. So I woke up, but the dream felt so real. I felt like I needed to go back to sleep. So I kind of just forced myself to go back to sleep, right?
Yeah.
I continued right by that mountain in the car with someone, right? So I'm like, man, this guy's cool. Who is this guy? And I woke up again, you know, and I said, you know what,
I
man?
hate when that happens.
Yeah, I said,
when the dream's not finished.
Yes, when it's not finished. And it felt so real.
Yeah.
And me being 15 in that traumatizing part of my life, you know, I said, man, this feels like I'm not in prison right now.
Right.
And what I did was I forced myself to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And I wound up in the car driving, and the guy was like, yeah, right, big head. You know, and I said, yeah, right, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I looked, and it was Will Smith.
Really?
Yeah. So I felt myself waking up again.
Mm.
So I kept trying to like stay in the car, but floating them out of the car.
Yeah.
And as I floated out of the car, I saw the Hollywood sign, and Will Smith and I was in the car driving past laughing. And he finally made it past Hollywood Mountain. I could not get back in that car, and I woke up.
Wow.
And that told me, you know, that God was telling me my path.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Mhm.
Now, did you audition for your very first role on Homicide? How'd you do that?
No, basically, Glenn Plummer, he was OG Bobby Johnson in South Central and things like that.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, I was talking to him back then when I was like 19 years old,
Yeah.
20-ish.
yeah.
And he told me you got to get in good with the casting directors if you want to get, you know,
Mhm.
roles or things like that. So I found out who Pat Moran was, you know, and she kind of took to me. She's very strict, you know,
Yeah.
and she wound up calling me back and get me into theater.
Wow.
You know, and when I did theater, I would have like small parts, and I was
I like
always
how you say it, theater.
theater, the theater. I say so.
There's nothing like live theater, though.
Yeah, there is
You
nothing
know,
like that.
you know that you
Mhm.
get that automatic reaction from the audience. It's like you're feeding off of it. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And then when I would get that standing ovation, you know, it was something I never felt before, you know, and they would go crazy over me. And I would wonder why when I would do a play, they would always go crazy over me.
Right.
And my director, before he died, passed away, you know, rest his soul. He told me, you're going to make it, you know, just take God with you.
Right.
And after that, Pat Moran started calling me in for auditions. You know, I got my first role as Onion on HBO's The Wire.
Yeah,
you know.
on you were on The Wire.
Yes, yes.
You did well, after Homicide, you did something called The Corner, which was a miniseries.
Mhm.
But you've done Third Watch, you've done Serendipity, The
Mhm.
Wire, you did Veep.
Yeah,
I mean,
Veep.
you got a nice resume here.
Thank you.
Something the Lord Made, you did Ladder 49, The Salon. So you've done TV, you've done shorts, you've done movies.
Yes.
Which is really, really cool.
Thank you.
But, you know, I know that you, and I said this before, you're an actor, you're a producer, you're a director, you know, and you also write, and you wrote, this is your baby now
Yes.
that we want to talk about, because pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover. But you are also an award-winning director, which I want to give you some props, because
Thank you.
you won 2021 Best Director for a Motion Picture for Guns and Grams,
Yes.
and it's based on a true story.
Yes, it is.
So can you tell everyone a little bit about Guns and Grams?
Okay, so Guns and Grams took me about 8 years to write it.
Yeah, this
A lot of
isn't,
people
this
don't know
isn't,
that.
you know, it is like giving birth to a baby, but
It
this
is.
took a lot longer than
Yeah.
usual.
It
But
took 8 years to finally put the end on the script, and then
Right.
I shopped it around.
Yeah.
It took a total of 15 years before I said, you know what,
isn't that amazing?
no one's going to help me. Let me just do it myself. You know.
Yep.
I wound up getting in contact with AMC theaters and Regal theaters. Regal theaters liked it. AMC theaters liked it, and they both offered me deals to
Right.
release it.
Right.
And with select theaters, but
Yeah.
Regal actually shut down because of the coronavirus.
Oh,
So AMC,
that didn't help anyone.
yeah, it didn't. So
Mm-mm.
AMC kind of gave me a deal to go ahead and release it only locally. But I sold out and I made history in Baltimore City. Yeah, so my plaque is up there with the Black Panther, Medea's Boo 2, Taraji P. Henson movie, Acrimony. The Guns and Grams poster is right there alongside
Guns and Grams poster. We have that, Bobby. Can you throw that up, please? Yes, we listen, we come prepared here. And there it is. Leave it there, please. Thank you. And now in Guns and Grams, you have Omar Gooding.
Definitely.
You have J.D. Williams.
Yes.
Felicia Pearson.
Yes.
And you have Hassan Johnson and Clifton Powell.
Yes.
And our very own Brooklyn-born Joseph D'Onofrio.
The guy himself.
Who happens to be in the house and will be joining us in a little while. You know, I'm going to swap them out and then have them both together. I'm such a lucky girl. So Guns and Grams is your baby. And like you said, it took a long time to put the end on it.
Yes, it did.
But you did it. And that must have been like a pinch me, aha, holy cow, thank you, Jesus moment.
Yes, it was. Can I say one thing?
You can say whatever you want, as long as you don't curse.
I know, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. When the person who actually is the manager of the AMC theater where I sold out came over to me and started tapping on me, I thought something was wrong, you know. And what wound up happening was she pointed up at the board and it had sold out. All of the shows were sold out.
Wow.
I didn't know what that meant. She said, you just made history here. Like the only movie had that did this was Black Panther and all these other movies.
It's amazing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a actual worldwide release. It was only a select theater release.
Right.
So, you know, as the movie continued to sell out, you know, True to the Game 2 came out, you know. You know, and that's Vivica Fox film.
Yes.
And I would see like 10 people go over there to see her film, and I see 50 go to see mine.
Nice.
So I'm like, is this really happening right now?
Wow.
You know, so I got a phone call from AMC Corporate saying, hey, you can go worldwide if you want with this. You know, so basically worldwide as far as select theater stuff, not the whole world release. So I went to Chicago, LA, all these other locations.
You did.
And I sold out there as well.
Yes.
All of a sudden, about 8 months later, I got a phone call from my manager at the time. She said, hey, you've been nominated for an award. You're going up against True to the Game 2, some other great films that came out that year, and you're nominated. I said, are you serious? Like, so I went out to Hollywood, you know, I see Marla Gibbs on the stage, you know, she accepted her award. I said, I know I'm not going to win, but I'm here. I don't even care. You know,
that's so cool.
Yeah, you know, I met Whitney Carol Evans and everyone, and all of a sudden they called my name, and I beat out the movie that I seen that I had won, you know, I can't think of it right now. True to the Game 2. I won over top of that film, and out of all the films, and I got the first place on that one.
That's a nice bragging rights.
It's a blessing, man. You know, it shows the future.
Yes,
it shows
absolutely.
The future.
So Guns and Grams is based on a true story.
Yeah, it is.
And you want to give a little synopsis about it?
Yeah, I'm gonna give a little synopsis about it.
Go ahead.
So
I don't have to read it.
Guns and Grams. If you see this movie, it make you laugh, it make you cry. But 9 out of 10, if it make you cry, it really haven't. You know what I'm saying? So this movie is a story of people who are not around to tell their story. And their story are not going to be, you know, their story would not have been told if it wasn't for this film. Some of the stories, you know, people know about it. The legends, you know, some of the legends are in this film. So what I did was I made a story about my neighborhood, my upbringing, and not upbringing, but what I've seen coming up.
Right.
And I took a story that was actually one of New York City's actual to date named the biggest, I want to say mafia, the biggest family trial in United States history. You know, so what I did was I took those two stories and I made them collide.
Right, you blended them together.
I blended them together.
Right.
Which makes it a film that is based on a true story.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. And obviously this was a labor of love because you are a man of commitment. Ladies, he's a man of commitment. You got to commit. 7 years, you commit. So, you know, and you kept going. And I'm sure there were times when you put down the pen and you were like, what am I doing?
I mean, in the middle of like big budget parts of my production, when I would have like the police helicopter coming through, the streets blocked off, M16s everywhere, and, you know, square packs going off like crazy, the budget was constantly getting exhausted. Well,
that's the whole thing. And like you said, you are an action movie man. You like Die Hard. You like you're into those type films.
Scarface.
And you know, and you don't want to do it halfway. If you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it
exactly.
You know, the entire way.
You're not falling asleep. Yeah. You're
not falling asleep. So listen though, Guns and Grams. I have to say, you know, I had mentioned that we met a few weeks ago. Is it almost a month ago already?
Already,
I think.
time did fly.
I know,
yeah.
but we
It's
met.
Quad Studios. Quad Studios.
Yes, we met at Quad Studios.
Mhm.
You having auditions, looking for Italian people,
Mhm.
and preferably anyone who did speak Sicilian.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I know you want to take the movie
Mhm.
and you want to make it a series.
Exactly.
And you want to film in Baltimore and New York and LA and
Sicily.
Palermo, Sicily.
Yes,
Which is very exciting.
it is.
And obviously, this is another vision that you have that, you know, you want to see it through. So I actually auditioned for you.
Yeah, you did.
How did I do, Larry?
You did great.
How good did I do?
You did-
Do you want to announce something? Or you want to make something official on my show and make it?
Okay, she's Cash. Yes, we all know she's
Woo!
Cash. Okay, and for everyone else who's waiting, I'm getting word back from the casting department that you guys are already, you know, trying to find out who got the parts and everything. Just right now, just, you know, stand still. You know, I'm the only producer of this project right now. You know, I am looking for other producers to come in, but I'm kind of used to knocking down, you know, the walls by myself.
Yes.
If they come in, it's going to be a more powerful. It can go from a mini
Absolutely.
series to an actual
Absolutely.
full-fledged
Yeah.
series. But some people will be finding out ahead of time. Some people will find out when it's time to find out. So just
Right.
bear with me.
Yes.
You all did a great job.
Yes, but I'm a very lucky girl to find out
Yeah, you are.
tonight. And I appreciate you.
And it's not because I'm on your show either. So yeah,
Well, not for nothing, because Ralph Bracco, shout out to Ralph Bracco,
shout out.
and Frank Mancuso, who's watching. Hi, Frank. Everyone nailed their auditions. They were
did,
really,
man.
really good. But Ralph and I were the last two to audition for you,
Man.
because we came from Murdered by the Mob, and
Yes.
Ralph just looked the part because he didn't change his clothes.
Yeah, but
And he auditioned in English and Italian,
Yes,
and then
he
went
did.
back to English, and I think he did great. And then I go, Ralph, how do you think I did? He goes, he loved you. You had to see his facial expressions, and I was like, well, I wasn't really looking at you.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? I was afraid. I don't want to look at you.
No, you want the director to jump out of their chair at you.
Right.
Yeah.
But then
Mhm.
he says, yeah, at the end, he was like, yeah, like, you know, like he liked what he saw. And I was like, oh, I'm so relieved, because like I told you, I wasn't nervous to audition because it was the first in-person audition I've done since COVID. And I wasn't nervous at all. I was excited.
Good.
I was so excited to get in front of, in front of someone like you who's
Thank you.
looking, and I don't know how to submit a video. I can't listen with the video. You have to worry about lighting and sound and an angle and what's
Mhm.
behind you. Do you have a green screen? It's too much for me.
That's right.
I'm a people person. So I was so lucky to get to audition. I am so blessed to be part of your vision, because
Thank
I'm so looking forward to it. I really am. It's exciting. I was able to watch the trailer, and if anyone goes to Google, you could Google Guns and Grams. You could actually watch the trailer is there.
Mhm.
And then I think on VIOOZ.cloud, you could actually see the film there, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
So you
can't.
could, I don't know. It's listed. No,
Unless they released it, and
I don't know. Did anyone contact you?
No, I better be getting a check.
Well, then
if
you
it's
know what?
released.
Then I'm giving you this information, and
Yeah,
you're
give
gonna,
me that,
you're
because I
gonna
got a
look
check
it up.
coming. 'Cause I was
You're gonna
told
look it
I
up.
was told that my movie will be getting released in Berlin this year.
Berlin.
So I don't know
Oh,
what's
that's
going on. But
good.
if you saw something that I didn't see,
Well, then I got to tell you.
yeah, I
then
need to
gotta
find
give
out
you
so I can
a-
contact Hollywood.
So you got to go to Berlin.
No, the movie. I don't have to go there. My agents, my distribution
Oh,
agents.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
they're releasing it overseas first and then bringing it to the U.S.
Really?
Yeah, so in France and Berlin and all these other locations.
Now, have you ever been to
Mhm.
Italy?
No, I haven't been there.
So you're excited to go.
Yeah, I'm excited to go.
Now, you don't speak Italian, but you're fluent in Spanish.
Yeah, I'm fluent in Spanish. Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
And they're very similar.
Yeah, they are. That's
They
why
are. They
yeah.
are similar. Some words are the same, a little different.
the vowels are similar too.
Yes, I get it. I totally get it.
Mhm.
So yes, you did cast, and it was a very nice audition.
Thank
It
you.
was a lovely atmosphere. It was very chill, very relaxed. It wasn't like stressful and stuff. So it was good. And did you have a bigger turnout than you expected?
Yeah, I actually did. It was a lot, and some people actually somehow showed up who out of
Who
nowhere
didn't have an
They
appointment.
didn't have an appointment. I'm like, how is this going on?
Yeah.
And the Squad Studios told me it was the first time that anyone ever held an audition there.
Really?
And I was shocked because it's the Squad Studios. Tupac, he did his album there. Biggie did his album there. Puffy.
Yeah.
When
and
I was
someone was there that night who wanted the floor, right?
yeah, he went, but I paid for it. Busta Rhymes. Yeah, I'm sorry, Busta, but
Sorry, Buster.
I had the floor. It wasn't personal. It was business, man. But I love you. I love your style, Busta.
That was your first time there? Right?
Yeah, it was my first time there, but
Yeah.
everyone from Baltimore, they know about Quad Studios. The whole, the West Coast, East Coast knows about Quad
Yeah.
Studios,
So how can people follow you, know
Mhm.
what you're doing next, and you know, and Guns and Grams.
So pretty much,
Because I know you're on Facebook and you're on Insta,
mhm.
so give that out.
So pretty much, it's Larry Durr. D as in dog, E as in echo, rabbit, Robert. That's my my Instagram, and my Facebook is Larry Durr Jr. You'll see me with a headshot on both of those, so you'll know it's me when you see it. Just go ahead and click on that, and I kind of do everything through social media, man.
Right.
I use those platforms for publicity and all types of other things. But that's how you know what my next steps are, when I'm going to start filming, when what new celebrities I'm bringing in,
Right.
what platform I'm going to be releasing the actual film on, and when I'm going to start doing a TV series and things like that.
And do you have something in post right now?
Oh no, I don't have anything in post right now. It's not in post. It's not.
Is there something else called The
What?
City Guard Forgot? No.
Oh yeah.
Oh, honey, let's talk about it. Can we talk about it?
Yeah, how did you know about that?
Because I know things. I know things.
How did
So
you know about that?
we are in post
Okay.
for The City Guard
Yes,
Forgot.
about.
I'm
Yes.
excited to hear about that. Tell me a little bit about
good
it.
job.
You,
Your
thank you very
research,
much.
no
I
problem.
try. What I tell you, I
So,
try, Larry.
Thank you. But this is actually my second film that I produced.
Yes.
I actually not co-produced. It's one of the producers on there.
Right.
It stars myself, J.D. Williams, Marquise Moore,
Oh, I know Marquise.
Big Gravy.
I'm going to be working with him.
Marquise?
Yeah,
Oh, cool,
I'm going to be
cool.
working with him.
Yeah,
I can't say the name of the project, but we're going to be
no
working
problem.
together.
You know why I couldn't say certain
I
things.
can tell you off the air.
That's no problem. But
you probably know it anyway because he's on it.
yeah, more than likely. But Jamal Woodland, that's his name,
Okay.
from the Biggie movie.
Yeah.
He stars in there. I play Zeth in the film as well.
Yes, you do.
And pretty much that's in post-production. I just talked to the producer. He's about to release that shortly as well. So yeah, you on your research. I see you over there.
Ain't no amateur here.
Yeah, you're not.
You know
You're
what I'm
not. I
saying?
appreciate you.
All right, listen. We're going to take my first break now. When we come back, I'm going to swap out Larry for Joseph D'Onofrio. And we're going to talk to Joe a little bit because Joe actually did my show back in December 2020 virtually. And now I have him live in studio. And then after that, I'm going to have them both here. So stick around. Don't go away. There's so much more to talk about. Be back right after this.
Well, hi there, Teresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Teresa. Bye.
How you doing? It's Sal, the voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Teresa Canastraci, Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Teresa on Facebook, Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me because look who's sitting next to me, my friend Joseph D'Onofrio. Hello, Joe.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thank
I'm
you.
just so excited that you're here in person sitting next to me because we originally did our interview virtually during COVID. It was December 28th, right after Christmas, 2020. So I'm thrilled that you're here. I'm thrilled that you're connected and affiliated with Guns and Grams. And we're going to just focus on you for a little bit, and then we're going to bring back Larry after the break and then talk about how you got involved with Guns and Grams. But Giuseppe here is a Brooklyn boy, and you went to Lafayette High School.
Yes, I did.
I know you did. And, you were a jokester in school, weren't you?
Sometimes.
Yeah? You get in trouble a lot? No.
Oh, a little here and there.
But, you and I were talking of how you started really early in the business. You were young.
Yes.
And your very, very, very first gig was
Well, I did a lot of commercials,
yes,
breakdancing commercials,
yes.
and then I did a couple of extra background work, and then I did a silent bit in the Son of Sam story with Martin Sheen. I played the little kid, and then my first role was. Do you know?
You're gonna say it. I don't have to say it. It's your gig. Go
You
ahead.
probably don't know it.
Go ahead. You say it.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes, I knew it.
My first speaking role.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much fun was that, though?
It was fun, yeah. Getting tripped by a turtle and then getting hit with a hockey stick by Casey Jones.
Listen,
it was fun.
You've done TV, you've done movies, you were on Third Watch, Law and Order, America's Most Wanted, 30 Rock, on and on and on. Okay. Then you're in Goodfellas. Then you're in A Bronx Tale. I mean, you worked with De Niro, what, 4 times?
Yep.
How lucky are you?
Very lucky.
And you were also in Analyze That.
Yep.
Okay. And Night in the City. And it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Really. Jungle Fever, Spider-Man. You did Spider-Man. I was watching it and I'm like, this show.
Yeah,
It's
small
so
part in
cool.
that.
Yeah, but it was
fun.
memorable.
Yeah.
There are no such thing as small parts. They're memorable. You did Men in Black 3. You did I Love Trouble with Nick Nolte.
Yep, Julia Roberts.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
Charles Shire and Nancy Myers.
Yeah.
Great production.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun. We filmed in Chicago and we filmed in LA.
Mm.
Very nice. Great people.
Yeah. And the pallbearer. You and the pallbearer.
The pallbearer, yep, David Schwimmer.
And then you're going to help me with this one because I didn't write it down. It was a comedy. Jenny.
Who's Jenna?
Who's Jenna?
Yeah,
that's
an
it.
independent thing.
Yes. Yeah. And
I played a geek in that.
That was very funny. It was very funny. And
Thank
you had some nice people in that with you as well.
Yep.
You know? So I don't know if anyone could see it anywhere, but it was extremely
Yeah, I think
funny.
it's on Amazon.
And now you're doing you did back in the day.
Yep.
Paul Borghese. Hello, Paul. Shout out. We're going to give a shout out to Paul. You did that. You did Duped. And you also have been doing, hello, it goes on and on and on. Almost Made, Families Feud with our friend Stu.
Yep.
And Bruce.
Love Stu, yep.
And then you did The Birthday Cake.
Yep.
With Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Let me tell you
That was
something.
fun.
People were a little on the fence about that movie. I loved it.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
I loved it.
Great story.
I loved it. I loved everyone in it. I thought it was great.
Thank you.
You're always flawless.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah, it was
always,
fun working with Val Kilmer
great.
for a couple of days. The director and that whole cast was amazing.
Amazing.
Really
and then you
great
did
cast.
Silent Partners with
Yep.
Ciro.
Yep.
He's got Mob Kim coming out. We're going to give him a shout out too. I wanted to get into Silent Partners really bad. I want to play a Gumara. I want to play a sister. I want to play a mother. I want to be in a mob movie, people.
Well, I think he's gonna start that up again. He was saying so. Hopefully, there's a couple of parts.
I
Maybe
told
you'll
you,
get
you
one.
need a Gumara. You
Yeah,
need something. Now, Joe, you need something.
Play Dave,
and we look
Dave
good
Jr.
together.
in that. Yeah,
I know.
Dave Jr. It's
All
a
right,
great,
so-
great story.
Yeah. I get so excited. And Dave Icovetti, did you meet him when you were down there with
Yes.
Ciro?
That's
Great
what I played.
guy.
I played him.
Right, because
Yeah.
it's based on a true story. Okay, there's just so much to talk about. So much to talk about. So what do you have going on now? We're going to talk about Guns and Grams, but what do you have going on now? Because you have like a short you want to talk about or not really? I don't
Well,
know.
right now,
Yes.
April 14th, this Friday,
Is
at the St. George Theater
in Staten Italy?
in Staten Island, there's a thing called An Evening of the Best Shorts.
Oh.
And I did a short called The Romanos with
Yes.
Renee Wood. It
Uh-huh.
was a 6-minute piece
Uh-huh.
about a psychological thriller about a couple.
Oh, cool.
And they're showing it
Yeah.
at An Evening of the Best Shorts Friday night.
Nice.
And I'm grateful that they actually picked it to be in the show. This it's not a festival, it's just a showing of
That's
the best short
awesome.
films around the world.
Wow, that's amazing.
And they've only picked a couple of them.
That's great.
And they picked my short. And it's been going on for 42 years. So I'm grateful to
Wow.
have that going on this Friday.
And what's it called again? The short?
The Romanos.
Oh, the Romanos. Yes, I remember when you were filming that.
Yeah.
Actually. All right. So there's
And I wrote and I directed that one.
What?
Yeah.
You did?
Yep.
Oh my God! I'm
First
so proud
time.
of you. That is so cool. Well, then I have to connect you with my friend Jerry Landy, because Jerry, shout out to Jerry, who's doing great things too. He has a theater in City Island, and they do once a month. It's called Short Night, and they show shorts once a month, and a lot of people in the industry are there looking at them.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it's exciting. So I'll make that
Definitely, yeah.
connection for you.
If you want to show it, we'll show it. Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
love to get out there and show it wherever we could show it.
absolutely.
And it's good. It shows like real life things. Like a lot of people are going to identify with this short.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about, real life stuff that goes on in real life.
That's cool. It's really, I'm excited for you. I really am.
Thank you.
And I'm excited that, you're part of Guns and Grams, and I'm excited that I'm in Guns and Grams, and I don't know if we're going to do scenes together, but I'm excited, that I get to, know that I'm on the same.
Yeah, it's a great project. I can't wait. I mean, we did the movie out in Baltimore.
Tell me
really
a little
good.
about that before we take the next break and bring Larry back. Tell me, because you did film in Baltimore, and you got to handle a lot of big ammunition, and
yeah, we shot some guns. We did some stuff. It was great. Very professional.
Yeah.
Great people. Great cast.
Yeah.
I mean, the next part's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's exciting that it's going to be turned into a series.
Oh man, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it to start going, man. It's going to be great.
Can I ask the name of your character you play?
I forgot the name.
Okay.
To be honest with you.
Larry, what's his character's name?
Sal. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say Sal. I was going to say Sal.
The most Italian name you could have.
I was going to say Sal, but I didn't want to be wrong.
This is great. That's my brother's name, actually.
I think it's actually Sal Jr.
Salvatore?
No, you fought for that role.
Of Sal. Sal.
That's great. Okay, so you play Sal, and it's a very action-packed film.
Yes.
This is the most action-packed film you were ever on?
One of them.
One of them, because I know Bronx Tale was kind of,
I mean,
some scenes in that were kind of, but
getting
I mean,
put on fire.
But I mean, like handling a gun and like really,
handling a gun.
Did you get trained for anything as far as
I wasn't trained, but I've handled guns in a lot of movies, and before you handle it, a guy usually comes on and makes sure it's empty, and
that's
sometimes you practice.
People.
You practice depending on what it is,
right?
Depending on what type of gun it is, what's going on.
Yeah. So other than Short Night, so that's short night of the shorts, best shorts. All right, April 14th at the St. George Theater.
We got Return to Danger with Peter Green.
Really?
A film that we shot right here
Peter.
in Long Island
Yeah.
with Judy Sand Roman. It should be premiering real soon. And we got Don Q, where I played Al Capone.
Oh,
it's a comedy with Amon Asante.
Yes.
And of course, William DeMayo's Gravesend.
Right. Yeah, that should be coming out on Amazon Prime season 2. You in season 1, now you're going to be in season 2, and then we see what happens after that.
Can't tell you about season 3 because you got to watch the end of season 2 to see what my character does. But William DeMayo actually just sent me a text like a little while ago. They're editing it up right now.
He did.
And he said I did a great job.
And he sent you a pic.
Yep, and he sent me a picture.
Isn't that nice?
Oh, yeah. I love Willie DeMayo.
Well, you've known him forever, like Peter.
Yep.
You guys go back a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's always nice when you get to work with your friends,
Yeah, well, it's
just
easy.
Nice. It's easy. There's a camaraderie. There's trust. There's just, it's a bond. It really is a bond. And there's magic. You could see the magic on the screen. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you get chemistry sometimes.
That's what it is.
When it's like not. It's just like easier.
The chemistry. We have chemistry too.
Oh, definitely.
We have chemistry on the screen too. So listen, I'm excited. I really am excited for you. You have a lot of good things coming up. How can people follow you and know where you are and what you're doing?
Official Joseph D'Onofrio on Instagram.
All right. Did you hear that? Tell them again.
Official Joseph D'Onofrio on Instagram.
Yes, because
I'm not really on social media that much. I'm just.
Yeah, I know. You're not a big social media guy.
Yeah, I'm not a big social media guy.
And
I'm on there once in a while.
Let's talk about stand-up real quick.
And that's what the short's about. It's about social media.
Is it really?
The Romanos.
Okay. All right. No, that's good to know. So let's talk about stand-up comedy for a little bit, because I saw you doing stand-up and I'm like, oh, this is exciting and interesting. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get to any of the shows. I know you want to start it up again, and you were working with a couple of friends that I know. But what made you decide to get on stage and try to make people laugh?
I was out to dinner one night with a couple of friends.
Yeah.
And there was a stand-up comedian having dinner with us.
Okay.
And he looked at me. He was like, you know what? You're a really good actor. But how about stand-up?
Oh, it's almost like a challenge?
And I was like, I mean, I always thought about doing it.
Right.
I said, maybe one day I'll try it.
Okay.
And he's like, you'd probably bomb. Like he's trying to egg me on. So I looked at him. I was like,
really?
Really? I said, I don't know. I said, maybe I will. Maybe I'll bomb. I don't know. I mean,
you won't know unless you try.
I said, I'll try one day. I said, you know, then then we kept going back and forth. And I was like, all right, let's do a show.
Okay.
So he said,
Put
go
you right
ahead.
where your mouth is.
So then I don't know. I haven't seen him. I didn't see him for like 2-3 weeks. And then I seen him again. I said, what happened? I thought we were doing a show.
Right.
And he's like, oh, you were serious? I was like, yeah, I was serious. So he's like, all right. He calls up the guy from Dangerfields.
Yeah.
Jules was his name. And he says, oh, I got Joseph D'Onofrio. He wants to do a show. When could he be available? And he's like, in 2 weeks.
Wow.
And the guy goes to me and he's like, oh, you want to do the show? 2 weeks, you could do it. And I was like, 2 weeks, that's too soon. Let's give it like 2 months.
Yeah, you need.
So the guy was like 2 months.
You gotta know what you're.
And then we did the show. I did 8 minutes in my first show. And the guy Tony, who runs Dangerfields, was like, "Wow, you never did stand up before?" I was like, "No." And he goes, "You were good. When you want to do another show?" And then we did another show, and then we did another show, and then we did a couple more shows, and then and now every once in a while when I'm not busy, I like to do a show. I do a lot of hosting now. I'll do 10 minutes here, 5 minutes in between, and then 5 at the end.
Right.
Because I like to get the funniest comics around.
Right.
Like I'll go around and I'll look.
Hello.
And whenever I do a show, I like to bring 4 comics on.
Yeah.
I'll come up and I'll get them to do the show.
Right.
I just like for people to come down and have a great time and laugh all night.
It's a nice night out.
I got to see. Maybe I'll use you in my next show.
Okay.
I am
funny.
I see how funny
I've been told I'm very funny.
Who, you funny like a clown?
I've been doing this. Listen, I've been doing this a long time. I'm freaking funny.
So you think you're funny?
I am funny.
You are? So you think you're funny?
I think I know I'm funny.
Like a clown?
Listen, we're going to take my next break. When we come back, Larry's going to join us, and we're going to talk about Guns and Grams, and we're going to get into it. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
She's funny, man. She is funny.
How am I funny? Am I a clown funny?
That's what I was getting at.
Teresa Farrow.
And who's the best actress you know?
Teresa Farrow.
And who's the best cast member in Bad Boys?
Teresa Farrow.
Who's got the best radio?
Teresa Farrow.
Stop. Who's your favorite guinea?
Teresa Farrow.
Who are you loving right now?
Teresa Farrow.
All right, Chuck. I love you too, baby.
Love you as always.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. Look at this. How lucky am I? Larry's back, Joe's here. And, we're going to get into Guns and Grams because that's what this show is about. That's why I had invited Larry originally because I found him to be an extremely talented man with a great background and a great story. I have to tell you. And then, usually I do a one-on-one and he goes, can Joseph come? And I'm like, yes, of course he can come. Are you kidding me? I want him in the studio. So I appreciate you both being here. I really do.
Thank you.
So let's get into it. So how did you guys connect and how did you get him to say yes?
So can I tell that story?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So,
Sure.
By half of the movie being based on a true story in New York City,
yes,
I reached out to this a person back in the day who has a bunch of Italian friends, a bunch of Sicilian friends who were actors. Reached out to him and was like, "Hey man, do you think you can get me Joseph D'Onofrio?" He said, "Yeah, I can get you Joe. I know Joe and all these great things." I'm like, "Yes, man. I've always wanted to work with Joe since seeing him when I
So
was
you
younger.
always like a fan of his?
Yeah, I'm always a big fan of Joe.
Right,
man.
right.
So I'm like, man, I'm gonna get Joe. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get Joe. And I was like, all right, cool. So he was like, well, make sure you get these other guys too. So I saw them on a few commercials in New York City. I thought, you know, some good acting on that. So I wound up saying, yeah, I'm gonna bring them in.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna bring in this guy. I'm gonna go ahead and just let everybody know I got Joe. You know,
I got
so I put Joe out there,
This is
like,
it.
you know. By this time, I'd already said, hey, welcome Clifton Powell to the cast.
So it was your friend who made the connection.
It wasn't a friend. It was somebody actually connected me to him to get to Joe.
Okay.
You know, but at that particular time, I was putting down things on my Instagram like we'd like to welcome Felicia Pearson to the cast, or Clifton Powell to the cast. So I'd like to welcome Joseph Dojo to the cast, you know, blah blah blah.
Right.
So I called the guy back like, hey, I'm not hearing from Joe. What's going on? He said, oh yeah.
Now I remember.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey, you know, what's going on with Joe, man? He was like, you know, I got some other people for you, man. You know, it didn't work out that way. And I'm like, what in the world's going on? So I'm not.
Yeah, because you're hello saying it and you're manifesting it, and then hello, where is he?
It got shot down. So all of a sudden I go back to my post, like, let me take this down. I see Joe and they're like, hey man, I'm glad I'm your friend, but who are you? I'm like, what? I said, somebody told me, I'm sorry. So I talked to him like, man.
Oh
look,
my God, that's
start over.
hysterical. That is hysterical.
Yeah, I remember he had posted something.
And you happened to see it?
And I texted him. I think I DM'd. I was like, dude, I didn't know I was doing your movie. And then he's like, and then we got to talking or whatever like that.
Yeah.
He told me about it, and we talked, and he was like, yeah, I'd like you to join or whatever like that. And then we did it.
Then
we
there
made
is
it
some
happen.
history. So how long were you guys in Baltimore actually filming?
Well, I got the SAG contract for him first, and then I think we had him at least for 3 days, like 3 days or whatever. So got him up in this hotel room, and
you just happy you were able to afford him.
Yeah,
Lord
man,
Jesus,
you know what I'm
please
saying?
let
So,
me be able to afford
because it was an expensive shoot. He was in one of the most expensive shoots. Matter of fact, one of the most action-packed scenes in the film.
With him and
yeah, man, he was like Tony Montana out there, man. Like
Tony Montana.
Man, he nailed it just like I knew he would. Better though.
Wow.
Better though, and I'm like,
nice.
Oh my gosh, man. So you know, I wound up going ahead and you know, writing him into the budget, and he did so great. You know, he's in the actual TV series now. So,
right. Well, you had to bring him back, right?
And of course, I had to bring Joe back. He's relaxed now, but no.
Yeah, it's funny when I think about it because I remember now that when I seen it posted, and I was like, I don't know.
You're like, wait a second, did I sign a contract that I don't know
my manager, my agents, like, I was like, this is but you know, everything in life happens for a reason.
Yes,
so,
man.
Amen.
That's what happened, and then we
There's
met.
no
and,
accidents in life.
Very professional. You know,
Thank you, man.
got us down to Baltimore, picked us up, put us up. Food was great. Everything was great. Everything was nice.
Just feed him. He's
yeah,
happy.
it was good. Yeah. I mean, you got to feed your actors.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
If you don't feed them the right
they
way,
get grumpy if you don't feed them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know
man.
that, right?
But you know, I bought a bunch of cars for him to shoot up. You know, I bought about 3 or 4 cars, and he shot them all up. And, you know, you know,
vans too. Don't forget the vans.
Oh yeah, the vans. Shot the vans up, man.
Can we put up a couple of pics of you guys, Bobby? You want to put up a couple of pics?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That we have. That I have of them.
Oh, that was.
There you go. Tell me about that one.
That was the day he shot up all the cars.
Okay.
Joe came out and basically that we had a major shootout that day. That was the most action-packed scene in the film right there.
Really?
It has Joseph D'Onofrio right there. You can see him.
Yeah, we see him.
Hassan Johnson from Belly in The Wire.
Yeah.
J.D. Williams from The Wire. He played Bodie.
You got a lot of people from The Wire.
Yeah, myself. Yeah.
Because you were in The Wire,
yeah,
so you made some calls.
Yeah, I did.
And the next pick?
The next pick. Oh, man.
That's you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Look
that
at
was
that.
him directing.
Wow.
Yeah, that was right in front of where Felicia Pearson had the shootout with Joseph D'Onofrio against him, and she was in that window.
Yeah, yeah.
And Joe was ducking behind his car, and he was going back and forth out the window. Man,
You got one more, Bobby?
Yeah.
And I think JD.
Oh, well, I had to show that one because I love that pic of the two.
Yeah, when he just got off the plane, man.
Yep, that's right.
So we
Wait, you just got off the plane? You're really here? Let me take a picture.
Of course.
Oh, thank you,
Of course.
Bobby.
Shut them into his room or whatever, you know. And
so, how many days was the actual shoot?
well, the
how
actual
many days
the shoot was a 2-day shoot.
With Joe?
Yeah, it was the whole thing.
What was the total for the movie?
It was 3. It was 3. It was promised 3 on the contract. But
No,
no,
but
but
what I'm-
the
no, what
actual
I'm
For the
shoot-
whole movie,
For the
to shoot the
entire
whole Guns
movie.
and Grams.
How long did it take you to shoot the entire movie?
The entire movie.
Yeah, the movie.
Oh my
And people, the
gosh.
movie is 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So what I want to know is how long did it take?
That's why I need
film?
more producers to help me with this one.
That's
it took
okay.
me as the only producer.
Right,
okay?
you're one person,
Of this
and you wore
award-winning
many
film.
hats.
Right. 1 year
One whole year.
to complete it.
Yeah,
An entire year.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is dedication. Ladies, he's dedicated.
Yeah.
That's it. He's dedicated. 7 to write, 1 to do. Really.
Yeah, it was rough,
Amazing.
man.
So,
Yeah.
what do you have in store for the series? I mean, because the saga continues, and obviously you have a lot of story to tell.
Yeah, I do. The real story behind Guns and Grams, the story. If whoever seen the movie, if you kept hearing somebody say the uncle, the uncle, the uncle, the uncle is the boss of his family.
Well, it was really based on the Pizza Connection,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
loosely,
it was based on loosely exactly.
based,
loosely based
which
on
is a true story
exactly
of how the mafia, the alleged
Mhm.
mob people used pizza joints as fronts to peddle drugs.
Exactly. And the uncle that you heard about in the first film,
Right?
basically you never seen him. You kept hearing about him, about him.
Yeah.
He's in Palermo, Sicily.
Yes.
And in this series, he's extremely upset, and he's sending people from Sicily who speaks no English, and they're coming over here in epic proportion, man. Epic fashion, man.
Right.
And that's what's going to make the TV series so popular and so action packed, because we're filming in Palermo. You know what I'm saying? We're filming in the airplanes. We're blowing up cars. You know, houses are going to be on fire. It's
Speaking about blowing up cars, I know you want to blow up cars in the series, and you know, how does one go about doing that without like getting in trouble? I mean, obviously you have to pull permits. You have to go to the right people and say, hey, you know, can I block off this street? Or,
true. You got to get a ton of insurance.
You got to shut down some, you know, throughways and highways and side streets.
You know, I'm good at doing that. So
So
now, did you find it easier in Baltimore because you're from Baltimore, and it was just easier to?
No,
really?
No. It was easy when I first started, but as soon as I started bringing in Joseph D'Onofrio and all these big stars,
right?
$50 a day wound up being $4,000 a day, and all of a sudden I'm like, how was this? You know, it was like
it's amazing how fast the budget goes.
Yeah, no, it wasn't even the budget going. It was the popularity of the film.
Oh, okay.
That made people want more money from me. So, and that's why I still was the only producer. Yeah, so it was a couple of times I was like, this is not going to work. You know, it's just everybody's seeing the potential and they just want money from me. I'm the only producer.
Right.
You know, and it's like, man, no one is helping me with this. Like, I broke down in tears on the set one time, man.
Well, because you know what it is
like,
you know, like I said before, it's your baby, and it's like, if you're going to bring on other people to handle your baby, I mean, you have to really be careful, and you know, you're putting your trust and care, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And saying, okay, here, but be careful.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard. It's not easy thing.
I'm dealing with some great people right now. Some iconic, you know, legendary people right now. So I'm waiting to see what they're going to do. They have power as far as distribution in the major platforms as well. All Black Network, you know, Netflix, and you know, some great things. So the way we're going to film is going to be is no way they're going to turn this down for the major networks. You understand? So and then it's just going to be too powerful. You know, it's going to be too powerful in a good way.
Now, do you have a certain amount of episodes already written to go?
Well, I did, to be honest with you. I wrote part 2 of Guns and Grams.
Okay.
I wrote part 2.
Got it.
And then when I went backstage with Bentley Kyle Evans and all these other great names out in Hollywood when I won that award, they were talking about making a series of it. And I was not trying to hear about a series. I was, you know, just, and then when I won the award, I'm like, wait a minute.
So originally you wanted to do like a part 2, like a Godfather.
Yeah, I wrote it already.
Part 2.
Yeah.
That's how you saw it.
Yeah.
But then it changed then to the series.
Yeah, I changed it into a series instead. Yeah. So we're working on that right now. I'm already doing a casting calls for that.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and hold auditions in Baltimore very shortly.
Okay.
We did Hollywood first. We did New York second. We're going to end it in Baltimore. The reason why I'm hearing about people in Baltimore saying, well, why he's not doing this in Baltimore? Why he's doing everywhere else?
Right.
Baltimore, y'all pushed me everywhere else. Y'all helped me make history in Baltimore City with our story.
Yeah.
You know, so now the reason why I'm doing the auditions in Baltimore last is because after I cast everyone in Baltimore, I'm going to still be in Baltimore, still bringing in people from Baltimore. Right. You guys are the gold pot, so you have no worries. You know, just be patient with me, man. Like I said, I'm a one-man army right now.
Yeah, it's like I said, you wear a lot of hats. I know you love acting. Yeah, I know you love being in front of the camera.
I do.
Is that the place ultimately where you like to be?
Yes,
because I know you have to do a lot as the writer and the producer and the director behind the camera.
You know why I did that? because I was tired of people not seeing my talent as an actor.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people are
Yeah.
being told you have to write your own stuff, create your own stuff, act in your own stuff, and then hopefully it will be seen and someone will see it. And I think it's important. I think this is a passion project of yours that ultimately, hello, you sold out. You sold out in Baltimore, and they're telling you that this doesn't normally happen.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's gold. That's magic.
Yes, the Wall of Fame. On the Wall of Fame, AMC theaters. You go to AMC theaters, you go to Security Square Mall, and you say, "Hey, can I see the Wall of Fame?" And they'll show you Medea Boo 2. They'll show you Taraji P. Henson's movie Acrimony. They'll show you Black Panther, The Avengers, and then they'll show you Guns and Grounds right next to it.
Wow.
You know.
So Guns and Grams, is there a website or where they can follow Guns and Grams, or is it really just through Larry?
Right now, they're supposed to be getting released, and like I say, in Berlin right now.
Okay.
What she stated earlier, it was another page acting like they have my film.
Oh, okay.
And then you pay
Thank you
in,
for
and it's not
correcting
there
me.
for you.
Thank you
So
for correcting me.
My movie's not released yet, guys.
Okay.
You know, so
Thank you for making that
No,
announcement.
it's
No, I
okay.
appreciate it.
No
No, I
problem.
do. No, it's important because there's some people out there that are shady, and
Yeah, but I needed to hear that. I'm glad
you
you said
don't
something.
know.
though, so
You just don't know.
no problem.
So you're going to be doing more auditions.
Yeah, definitely.
And as far as when you're going to start filming,
Mhm.
people don't hound the producer or the director as to when they're going to start filming.
Yeah.
When they hear from you, then they'll know,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
Because a lot of people, we get excited as actors. We want to work and get the job done. But a lot goes on behind the scenes.
A lot.
A lot. There's a lot of moving parts.
Yes, it is.
What do you find is the hardest moving part for you to get things done?
The hardest moving part is sponsorship. That's the hardest part.
Mhm.
I always put myself in a situation to make it happen regardless.
Right.
You know, but I'll be trying to get people to come in prior to me getting full-fledged in it. And it seems like once I get full-fledged in it,
Right.
I don't need the backing then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
The patience in itself got me what I needed. And once I get there, I'm good and I rock out. And then it seems that people will try to come then. And I was like, you know, there's all respect. There's no like competition. And my whole goal is to put talent out there and to make an industry where people can go out there and put their talent and not have to worry about being frustrated and, you know, and who's the man, who's not the man. There's so much
Right,
talent out here,
right.
man. People
There
can heal
is,
people with
there
their
is,
talent.
there is.
And there's so much competition, man. You know, it's not allowing people to go out there and heal, you know, people with their talent, man. So I'm trying to be the guy who says, hey, that guy who been doing back around for 20 years and he's talented, I'm gonna give him a part. He's gonna speak, you know, because he has that talent. There's no reason to put this guy
See,
down.
and that's what
you know?
that's what I appreciate you and John Marola, who I had on last week.
Mhm.
He feels the same way too, because when you look at certain series or certain, and I understand you have your main characters that have to be on the series, and then you rotate, you know,
Yeah.
guest starring or
Exactly.
whatever in. I
Big
get it, I
players.
get it, but there are certain movies out there, like John said, he said there are certain projects out there you see the same people, the same people, the
Yeah,
same
man.
people. And he said, and I want to give that person a break that normally wouldn't get one. So, you know, kudos to you for thinking that way. And the reason why you do is because you were an actor first.
That's right.
And you've been there, you've done that. You know how hard it is
That's right.
to do,
That's right.
you know? What do you
Yeah.
see in the future?
I see a lot of smiles. You know what I'm saying? I see the East and the West Coast coming together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I see, you know, and I'm going to make that happen.
Well, listen, before we go, I have to give some shout outs to Frank Mancuso, who auditioned for you, and
Yeah.
Michael Norton in Florida, and Ann and Bruno and Liz and Robin. And if I left out any of your names, I apologize. But I just want to say thank you for watching Tea Time. I appreciate it. Tea Time is seen on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch TV. You could hear it everywhere podcasts are heard, where you could hear it. Hello. And every Saturday at 11 a.m. on Channel 20 for people who live on Long Island. That's 11 a.m. on Channel 20 on Saturdays if you get Optimum and live on Long Island. We have a minute left. Anything you guys want to add before we go?
Joe, you did your thing on Guns and Grams, man.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Joseph, you know my door is always open for you.
Great show. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
And this is
I
a
really
great
do.
studio you have.
Isn't it
here.
great?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah,
Thanks
it
for having
is.
me as well.
Oh, Larry, thank you for having me.
It's a must.
But I want to thank everyone again for watching Tea Time. Tell everyone you love them. And I'll see you next week, everybody. Ciao.